Hi guys, in this lesson we are going to extend our class, um, what we learned on that, and learn a bit more. So within the classes directory, I'm going to create a file called method type and visibility. All right, so we're going to be looking at different method types, and then we're going to be looking at visibility of methods in Ruby. All right, so let's get started. Um, we are going to look at instance methods and class methods. Okay, so in Ruby we have we have an instance method, we have a class method. So far we have been working with instance methods, so we're going to have a look. So going to class, I'm going to copy customer, and then we are going to paste it in here. So everything we see so far are instance methods. Okay, so initialize, toString are all instance methods, right? We know they're instance methods because we have to say customer.new and we save it into a variable, and then we say customer.firstName, for example. So first name is called on an instance, okay? So that's what makes it an instance method, right? But there is also a customer method. So you see, if I say customer.firstName, I'm calling first name on customer class, capital C. So this is a class method. Now, let's see what happens if I try and run this. So it says undefined method first name for customer class. All right, so it's not possible. We can't do this without defining that class method. So to define a class method, you say self dot and then the name of the method. So in this case, the method is called status and it returns the string active. All right, so this self here is what makes it a class method. So if I say status here, now we're calling that on a class. This will then return the string status for us. So this is the major difference between an instance method and instance class or class method. Okay, tongue twist there. So we have self. So self is the main point. That's the main difference. Okay, if you want to create a class method, you use self. There are other methods, but for now we're just going to rely just on that. But what happens if I copy this instance variable and I put it in here? Nothing is going to happen because instance variable relies on instance methods. Okay, so class methods, you cannot initialize the contents that they use. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you define class methods because they have to be self-sufficient. Right, so now let's have a look at public and private methods. Okay, so in Ruby there are different types. There are three types. There's public, private, and protected. But I'm going to focus on public and private at the moment. All right, so I'm going to put a divide here. Okay. All right, so again, we have been using public methods. So toString and everything we've done so far are all public methods, and they are public because we can use them. We have access to them from outside. So when I say customer.new and I give it a first name, I give it a last name, I give it an email, right? So what we're creating on the left side is an instance of customer called customer. Okay, so this instance has access to first name method, last name method, email method, toString method. They're all public, that's why it has access to them. So when I say customer.firstName, we have access to it because this instance has access to all the public methods. Okay, now let's introduce a concept of a private method. All right, so private method, for example, let's say we have a method called cost. Okay, this is how much the customer is going to be charged. Okay, and then we have a bill. Let's say we have a bill, so a cost of something, and then we have the bill that they're going to be charged. All right, so we have another method called discount. Okay, now let's say discount is 50, and now let's say that your final bill right, will be the cost take away the discount, okay, right? So this is how we calculate the bill. Now, when we come down here, we can say customer.bill, and this should give us the bill, right? 100 minus 50, that should give us 50 in return, right? So that's what it did, and it worked, right? Now, to calculate the bill, right, we need a discount. If I change this to 20, it gives us 80. So discount is quite important. We don't want the rest of the world, right? The rest of, when I say the world, I mean where the code is being used, to have access to bill, or to have access to discounts, right? So if I say customer.discount, it tells me discount is 20. But I want discount to be protected. I only want discount to be used in this class without it being used outside of it. So that's where private methods can come in. I can now say private up here. By defining private here, anything below this definition becomes a private method. If I put it here, everything below becomes a private method. Okay? So now, by putting it on 51, we have discount is now a private method, and if I try to run it, it says discount, private method discount called. So it's stopping us from running line 60 because discount is now a private method. Now, it's a good thing to make it private because I don't want anyone to be able to change the concept of discount. I want only the class to have access to this. Okay, so a private method can only be called implicitly within the class, but outside the class, you cannot call a private method. So you can't have customer dot a private method. Okay, so everything else still works with private method defined, and that is the general gist about private methods. We are going to come across private methods a lot, so don't worry, you will have loads of chance to learn more about it. All right, guys, so that's it for this lesson. I will see you in the next lesson.